statement of coordination of the Syrian revolution. The Syrian negotiating body does not represent us to the Syrian populous people. International and regional interventions in the Syrian revolution have led to the formation of a negotiating body that does not represent the Syrians and does not express their legitimate aspirations to end the rule of the criminal gang and corruption that has scourged our chests for more than half a century. A body that, since its creation, has sought to bury the revolution and transform our fair cause from the concept of real political transitional of the authority to mere constitutional reforms and elections that go beyond the Geneva Declaration of June 1, 2012. It goes beyond the will of the Syrians by entering the platforms of Moscow and Cairo and the coordinating body and independents who don't believe in the fundamentals of the revolution and the transfer of power from the terrorist Bashar al-Assad to a non-despotic democratic system. Because in the new body, it's impossible to go beyond the political principle that the Syrian revolutions have done to overthrow the criminal Bashar Assad and the pillars of his rule, and to achieve a radical political transition to power without having any rule for Bashar from the beginning of the transition. It's also possible in that negotiating body to go beyond that principle that turn the issue of departure of Bashar al-Assad to a point of view and a negotiating position. Consequently, the negotiating body directly contributed to the handing over of most areas of the Syrian revolution, especially Daraa and the revolutionary weapons, to the gangs of Assad and the forces of the Russian occupation. The forces of the Syrian revolution and the popular movement decided the following. First, as members of the Syrian negotiating body don't represent us or don't represent the revolution, and their members must stop speaking in the name of the revolution and the Syrian people and stop representing them in all international and local forums. And the Syrian will choose their representatives instead of the members of this manufactured body. Secondly, the Syrian revolution forces affirm the hierarchy of the political solution according to the Geneva Declaration 1 of 2012 as follows. The formation of a full powers interim transitional government that has no rule for Bashar al-Assad from the beginning of the transitional period. B. Drafting a new constitution for Syria by forming a committee or electing a constituent body after the start of the transitional period. C. To hold presidential, parliamentary and local elections based on Syria's new constitution, not involving Bashar al-Assad in this constitution. Thirdly, the Constitutional Committee of the negotiating body and the Assad regime shall be considered null and void, and its decisions shall have no effect. And that Syria's new constitution is written by the Syrians themselves, and they are the ones who draft their social contract and agree conditions of the formulation of the non-social contract. Fourthly, considering the independence of the national decision of the Syrian revolutions as a red line that cannot be abandoned in favor of external desires. Fifthly, considering the trial of Bashar Assad and his security regime and their departure from the power as the basis of the political transition of power and release. The detainees are a non-negotiable principle, but an introduction, life, Syria, and life for its great free people, and fall down the Assad regime and those who come from the false opposition. Thank you.